Hello. The reason I'm filming in my bed is because there is no other good lighting in my room right now, because it's evening, because I've just got in after a very long day of work. I'm very tired. Oh, maybe the bed wasn't such a good idea. I've just finished a fairly long day. I had a meeting, then a workshop, then a rehearsal, then another meeting, and then I ended up leaving about 45 minutes later than I originally intended, because I had this really long and really interesting discussion with one of my friends and the Exeter technician wizard. We were discussing creating your own work, because I didn't get any recalls. I think I mentioned this yesterday, and I didn't think it was going to affect me too much, because I didn't get many recalls last year in first term. When I was a fresher, I got one definitive part, and that was ensemble, and one recall which I didn't get in the end. It didn't bug me massively. I was like, yeah, whatever, there'll be other opportunities, and I was completely fine with it. But this term, I woke up the day after I got most of the rejection emails feeling really crap. But we were talking about creating original work, which I think is definitely going to be my focus over the next year. Because last year when I didn't get things, it was obvious. I didn't know a lot of people. I was a fresher, and I'm not musically talented at all. And also personally, I think I underperform in auditions. I think I find it difficult sometimes to be able to go in and just do something, and be able to just conjure up a whole character after I've only read the piece for like 2 minutes. So that's obviously a skill I need to develop. But I think creating your own work is something that's never really emphasised enough in acting courses and in drama courses and just generally in the theatre scene and in the film and acting scene. There's so many things that are on TV where you see that the producer or the writer is also an actor in it. And when I was little, I used to think that was just some kind of self-centered thing. But it's not. It's that particular person has an idea, nobody else wants to do the idea, and so they're like, well, fine, I'm going to do the idea, and I'm going to have to take charge of it, I guess. Lin-Manuel Miranda tweeted about it the other day, actually. Somebody tweeted, my greatest dream is to one day reach Lin-Manuel levels of casting myself in things I write. And Lin-Manuel replied saying, oh, it's easy. 1, realise being an actor of colour means no one will write your dream role for you. 2, get to writing. 3, repeat. Good luck. Now, obviously, as a white woman, I don't have that same kind of disadvantage. I'm really lucky. I'm privileged. But from a kind of general underdog perspective, I really think that that's an important ethos to have as a creator, because there are so many people I know who just sort of sit and wait for roles to come to them, and I'm like, it's not how it works. That's not the nature of the beast. The thing is if you want to make it big, then you've got to wait to be casted in something big. And in order to do that, you've got to be casted in other little things. Cast, yeah. You've got to be cast in other little things. It's really hard to break into that circle, because it's about who you know, and sometimes that works against you. That works, that doesn't work in your favour. So, for example, I've got a lot of contacts in Cardiff on a pretty professional level, on a sort of semi-professional level, and on a kind of beginner's level. So, I know people who are out there, I've worked with people who have done worldwide the worldwide reaching production, particularly voice acting, obviously, and I keep in contact with them. Then I know people who are making theatre and who are successful and who are putting on things in the local theatres and touring them around the local theatres. And then I know people who are just starting out, but they are creating things. So I know sort of recently graduated film directors, lots of film directors and producers and writers. So I've got sort of 3 tiers in Cardiff, but in Exeter, there's Nobody, because I'm a student, so I know other students, and that's it. And that's worked against me in, like, recalls this year, as well, because I know it's obviously about talent, and I'm not being all salty and saying, oh, well, the only reason that I haven't been cast is because I don't know people. Because I know lots of the people who are directing things, so clearly I just wasn't what they were looking for. I was kind of a favourite of 2 directors last year, and they were both in 3rd year, and they've both gone now, so I no longer have them as, like, my contact, or my point of contact. They can't sort of recommend me. They're out, out there in the real world, so can potentially offer me, like, real life work if they find something that they think would suit me. That's the thing as well, is it's so niche. It's all about figuring out what your niche is. This is just a long-ass ramble about creating and blah, 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 blah. I don't think I've got much more to say on this. I'm just going to have, like, a 20-second pause while I think and see if there's anything I could possibly contribute to this video, or just a way to round this video up. I think, in summary, I can say acting is hard because people have a specific vision in mind, and you might not always fit that vision. Acting is also hard because it is very much about the people you know, combined with an insane amount of talent, obviously. But the people you know can offer you opportunities, and if you don't know those people, then those opportunities might not come your way. So that's a difficulty. The remedy to both of those things is to make your own work, make some friends who are creative, who are also on the reject pile, make something fantastic together, or make something by yourself. You need someone to tech a show, but in fact, if you don't have any kind of technical elements to it, you can do a one-person show. All you'd need, technically, is a venue, and that venue can be your house, or your flat, or your community hall, or it could be a, small-sized theatre, which will be a bit more expensive. But my point is, you can literally do it all by yourself. It's all at your fingertips. So with that in mind, go out there, create something wonderful, and I will see you tomorrow.